Rise. Judge Visibly court is now in session. Judge, this is case number JVB 1030, Armstrong case.
You all may be seated. Okay, Mrs. Armstrong.
Yes, Ms. Judge.
Okay, you brought this case before the court. What's going on?
Well, Miss Tally over here, we decided to have a baby together about 3 years ago. And we got a divorce. And now I just need her to pay some child support.
Okay. Well, you guys are going through a divorce, right?
Well, yeah, sorry, we're going through a divorce. I wish it was over already. But I have been paying health care for a long time, about ever since the baby was born.
How much is the health care?
It's $111 a month.
Okay.
This baby is 2 years old. We've been together for about 3 years, and I just, it's a lot of money.
Okay, and you want her to pay child support?
And I need that money.
Okay, she needs that money. You don't want to pay that money?
No, ma'am. Instead, I want to spend time with this child. She's not allowing me to see my son, Alex.
Get ready, because what starts as a routine custody hearing spirals into chaos. Emotions explode as the courtroom becomes a battleground over child support, visitation rights, and something even more shocking, parental alienation. Mrs. Armstrong demands financial help, but Miss Tally drops a bombshell. She hasn't laid eyes on her child in over a year. And just when you think it can't get more intense, the judge slams the gavel with zero tolerance. Don't blink 'em, this case is about to twist in a direction no one saw coming, and the ending? You'll be left.
Okay.
I mean, I have an amazing 2-year-old son that I'm being denied access to see. And I do not believe that I should be paying child support. Rather than I should be able to spend time with my son and actively be in his life.
Okay. Is there a reason you have not been allowing her to see Alex?
Yes, ma'am.
Is there a reason for that?
Well, Judge, I feel like time is not money. And,
Well, stop. Hold on. It's not money.
Mm-hmm.
But you would agree with me that she is the mother, right?
Yes.
Okay, and would you want for her to deny you access to Alex?
Well, it would be
It's
different.
a yes or no?
No.
Okay then. So, you do not have a reason to not allow her to see her son.
But she doesn't help me take care of my son.
Now, financially, we'll get to that in a moment.
Mm-hmm.
She's not going to have a choice if the child is living with you primarily. Is that what's
Correct.
going on?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and how often do you allow her to see him at all?
No.
Okay, now that's going to change today. You do not have any authority to do that. You do not have it both ways. You can't say, I want her to pay this money, but at the same time, I do.
Wait, did you hear that? Miss Tally revealed she hasn't seen her son in over 18 months. That's not just emotional, it's a massive legal red flag. In family court, custody and child support are separate legal lanes. Denying a parent access just because payments aren't coming in, that's a serious problem. The judge's expression says it all, something doesn't add up, and the courtroom energy is shifting fast.
Son, it doesn't work like that.
Well, once she starts paying me some money, then she can also start seeing the son.
Well, they don't go together.
Okay.
The possession to a child has nothing to do with paying child support. You do not decide that, you understand? Okay, because in a different court, you could actually be held in contempt for that if you all had a court order and you were denying her access to your son. You understand that, right?
Yes, Judge.
Okay, now, as for you, you'll be able to see your son, but you do understand that you have to pay child support as well.
Absolutely, yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you do not have any objection to paying
No,
child
ma'am.
support. Okay, so you heard that, right? Okay, all right. So it seems like money is what's important to you, not necessarily her having a relationship with the child. That's right?
Yes.
And that's sad. And it's very sad that you admitted it. Okay, so you turned in some tax returns up here. I have your gross at $6,000 a year. And how many children? It's just Alex,
It's
right?
just one, yes, ma'am.
Do you have any other children outside of Alex?
No, ma'am.
Okay. All right. So that brings your net down to $4,789.79 for one.
Whoa, once she pays, then she can see our son? That's not how parenting operates. You don't earn visitation like you're subscribing to a streaming service. The judge wasn't having it, shutting that logic down hard. Because in this court, the child's well-being takes center stage. And guess what? That means both parents matter. No financial gatekeeping allowed. Interview 3. Now let's break down the numbers because this part hits hard. Miss Tally's monthly child support, calculated strictly from her earnings. The total lands at $1,069, and yes, that includes healthcare costs. Is she thrilled about it? Not even close. But here's the truth. It's not optional. Family law isn't here to manage emotions, it's built on equity. And when you factor in the gut-wrenching truth that she's been completely shut out of her child's life, this court order isn't the end. It's just the first dose of a much bigger reckoning.
And then you do have to reimburse her health insurance because
Absolutely.
she's been paying it. You're okay with that, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, you don't really have a choice, so, okay. Plus the 111 comes out to $1,069 a month.
Okay. Yes,
Okay. All right, do you have any questions about that?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Do you have any questions about
No,
that?
ma'am, it's Judge.
Okay, why do you have this smirk on your face?
Oh, I like those numbers. Judge Rondo. Judge Rondo.
Sad. She's not gonna have to come back in here and say, you know, she's not letting me see my child or anything like that, is she?
So when she sees the child,
That
do I
mean-
have
that's
to
a
be
no.
around?
That's a no, because you're not gonna do that, right? You're gonna let her see the child.
Do I
Yes.
have to be around her when she comes? She has to come pick the child up, like for a weekend?
Yeah, however she picks him up. I mean, you guys have a child, so you should be able to be cordial with each other to some extent. You don't have to necessarily like each other, but
It has
you
to
do
be
need
able
to
to
let her
benefit the
see.
child.
Huh?
It has to be able to benefit the child. I mean, you have to look at Alex's best interest in his life. He needs both of his moms. It's like, you can't just...
Oh, now this is rich Mrs. Armstrong. Actually asked, what's the minimum time I have to let her see our son? As if co-parenting is a business deal you can bargain your way through. But the judge? She's not having it. Her response was sharp and direct. Children are not bargaining. Chips and no one gets to weaponize access over money. And that smug little smirk Mrs. Armstrong flashed, that might have just sealed her fate because if she keeps ignoring the law, the consequences are coming fast.
What's the
I agree with
least
that.
of amount of time that I can let her spend with my child?
You know what? We're not gonna go there. You're gonna let her see him, and that's the end of it. You have your money, right?
Yes.
Okay then. So do you have any other questions? All right, if there's nothing further, you all are dismissed.
And just like that, justice hits like a gavel. The judge dismantled every weak argument, issued a clear child support ruling, and most importantly, restored Miss Tally's right to see her son. This case proves exactly why the courts treat child support and visitation as two separate tracks, because when emotions run high, the law stays focused on what truly matters, the child's well-being, not personal vendettas. So now it's your turn. Was this judgment fair? Let us know in the comments. And if courtroom showdowns are your thing, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on those notifications. There's plenty more legal drama just around the corner.